Hey, you guys, Leah here. Today, I want to talk a little bit about service. So, for as long as I can remember, I have wanted to serve the world, like as many people as humanly possible, with my art, with my creativity. And that hasn't really changed as I've gotten older. I've branched into some other areas than when I was a kid. You know, as a little girl singing in the gospel church, and now me making the music, telling the stories, creating in the ways that I do now. But that desire remains. It remains a daily dream, a daily call to serve as many people as I possibly can with my art, with my creativity. That being said, something that I'm also learning is the joy and the gift of serving wherever I am at all times. So, when I first started my meditation journey, I actually was living in an area where I would drive past this temple, this Buddhist temple, and it had a billboard, a Buddhist temple with the billboard. It's the modern world, that said, if you want to change the world, first change yourself, change your thinking. And at some point that caught my eye. So I went in and I started meditating on a weekly basis with these wonderful folks. Well, one week, usually there were at least 10 of us and then the monk, right? On one occasion, I went and I was the only person there. And I sat and waited for a couple of minutes and I thought, okay, well, I guess this isn't going to happen today. But eventually the monk came out and he sat with me for 10, 20 minutes maybe, spoke a little bit. But we had this session one-on-one, and maybe in some ways it was one of the most informative, important for me meditation moments, at least in that sphere. Because for that person to take the time to value my presence, even though it was just me, and he was used to serving more, and maybe, I don't know, I can't presume how he preferred to serve. I just know that in that moment, I felt honored and seen, and I felt important, and it was meaningful beyond that moment that he sat with me and that we had that meditation, even though it was just me and not the whole group. And today, years later, this is probably 10 years after that, this morning it just occurred to me as I was preparing bread for my 5-year-old, just a little something to eat, that I can serve her with the same love and intensity and care that I intend to serve the multitudes. And I certainly do that on every occasion that I'm able to, but I don't always think of it as clearly as I did today. And after I made her bread, I made a little piece for myself. And I remembered that even if the person that we're serving today is just ourselves, even if we only have one person to serve, even if my whole job today is to take care of myself, I can do that with love and care, with attention, and it matters. It impacts the entire world when I care for myself. It impacts the entire world when I care well for my children and those who are in my immediate sphere, when I care for my partner, when I care for my neighbors, when I'm kind, when I recognize that I am in service all the time. I'm always able to be of service when that's my intention. Starting with caring for myself, serving myself, and then letting that flow out naturally wherever it does. So today I'm thinking about the gift of service. And how about you? Do you want to share in the comments your experience? Maybe you had an experience where someone had the opportunity to share with you. It could have been a cashier, it could have been a tow truck driver, right? You know, have you ever been in a situation where somebody's service was like of a huge difference to you? A locksmith? I've been there. Maybe you want to share about that. Maybe you want to share about how you're caring for and serving yourself. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And I'd really appreciate if you'd subscribe to the channel. Let me know that these messages and this music and this sharing, this service is of meaning to you. It does mean a lot to me. And I'll see you again soon.